The boardroom went silent when she walked in wearing a $10,000 suit and carrying the file that could destroy everything he'd built, and Marcus felt his coffee cup slip from his hand as he realized the investor who now owned 40% of his company was the woman he'd abandoned at the altar 7 years ago. Before we dive in, drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoy stories like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share it with someone who'd love it too. Marcus Westfield built his empire on two principles: never look back, never apologize. At 38, he owned the fastest growing tech company in Silicon Valley. Westfield Industries was worth $3 billion and climbing. His penthouse overlooked the Golden Gate Bridge. His garage held 6 cars he never drove. His calendar was packed with meetings that shaped industries. He had everything except the memory of her face when he disappeared. That was 7 years ago. Different life, different Marcus. He'd been a graduate student drowning in debt with a startup idea everyone said would fail. She'd been the only person who believed in him. Her name was Olivia Chen. They met in a coffee shop near Stanford. She spilled her latte on his laptop, killed his thesis draft, spent the next 6 hours helping him recreate it from memory. By sunrise, he was in love. 3 years together, living in a studio apartment that smelled like mold and ambition, eating ramen and planning futures they couldn't afford. She worked 2 jobs to help pay his tuition. He promised her everything. The engagement ring cost him 3 months of freelance coding work, cheap silver band with a tiny diamond. She cried when he proposed, said yes before he finished asking. The wedding was planned for June, small ceremony, her parents flying in from Taiwan, his mom baking the cake herself because they couldn't afford a bakery. Olivia bought her dress at a consignment shop, altered it herself with YouTube tutorials. 2 weeks before the wedding, Marcus got the call. A venture capital firm wanted to meet. They'd seen his prototype, thought it had potential, but there were conditions. The meeting was in New York, same day as his wedding. He told Olivia he'd reschedule. She kissed him and said, "Go." Said they had their whole lives ahead. One meeting wouldn't matter, except it did. The VC firm offered him $2 million. Seed funding, connections, a mentor who'd built and sold 4 companies, but they wanted him in New York immediately. Full-time, total commitment. Marcus called Olivia from his hotel room at 11 p.m., told her about the offer. She said congratulations, asked when he was coming home. He said he wasn't sure. The words stuck in his throat like glass. She went quiet, then asked the question that changed everything. "What about the wedding?" "We can postpone," he said. "Just a few months, until things settle." Another silence, longer this time. "Marcus, the wedding is in 12 days. I know, but this is our future, Liv. This is everything we've worked for." "We worked for it," she said softly. "Together. When did it become just yours?" They fought for 2 hours. He said she didn't understand business. She said he didn't understand commitment. He accused her of being selfish. She accused him of being a coward. The call ended with her crying and him staring at a contract worth $2 million. He signed it at midnight, turned off his phone, told himself he'd fix things after he got established. Days passed, then weeks. His phone stayed off. The company consumed him. Meetings, investors, product launches. Every time he thought about calling Olivia, another crisis demanded his attention. 6 months later, he finally turned his phone back on. 217 missed calls, 63 voicemails. He deleted them all without listening, told himself it was kinder than hearing her pain. He never went back to California, never called, never explained. Just vanished like she'd meant nothing. 7 years built Westfield Industries into an empire. 7 years erased Olivia from his daily thoughts. She became a ghost he trained himself not to see. Until today. The board meeting was supposed to be routine, quarterly review, financial projections. Marcus had given the same presentation 40 times. He barely prepared anymore. His CFO mentioned a new investor joining them. Major acquisition? Someone who'd bought out their struggling partner firm and now owned 40% of Westfield Industries. Second largest shareholder after Marcus. Big player, his CFO said. Very private. Refused a video call. Insisted on meeting in person. Marcus shrugged. Another rich investor wanting to feel important. He'd charm them. Take their money, keep control. The conference room door opened at exactly 9 a.m. She walked in like she owned the place, because technically she did, 40% of it. Olivia Chen, but not the Olivia he remembered. That Olivia wore thrift store clothes and had paint under her fingernails from her weekend art projects. That Olivia smiled easy and dreamed small. This Olivia wore a charcoal suit that cost more than their old apartment's yearly rent. Her hair was cut sharp and professional. Diamond studs in her ears, heels that clicked against marble like a countdown. But her eyes, still the same dark brown that used to look at him like he hung the moon. Now they looked at him like he was a balance sheet. Marcus's coffee cup hit the table. Liquid spread across his notes. No one moved. Good morning, Olivia said. Her voice was calm, controlled. Shall we begin? The meeting lasted 3 hours. Olivia said nothing for the first 2. Just listened, took notes, watched Marcus present with an expression that gave away nothing. Then she started asking questions, sharp ones, about revenue projections, market positioning, the lawsuit they'd settled quietly last year. She knew everything, every weakness, every hidden problem, every lie Marcus had told investors to keep stock prices high. His board members shifted uncomfortably. Marcus felt sweat forming under his collar. Mr. Westfield, Olivia said, your company is bleeding money in 3 departments. Your latest product launch failed to meet projections by 40%. And according to these documents, you've been using creative accounting to hide losses from shareholders. She slid a folder across the table. Marcus didn't need to open it. He knew what was inside. As the second largest shareholder, Olivia continued, I'm calling for a restructuring, starting with leadership. The room erupted, board members talking over each other, Marcus's lawyer demanding to see her credentials, his CFO going pale. Marcus just stared at her, finally found his voice. Can we talk? He said. Privately? Olivia checked her watch. You have 5 minutes. They stood in his office, 38th floor. View of the city he conquered while forgetting the woman who'd helped him believe he could. Liv, he started. Ms. Chen, she corrected. We're not friends, Mr. Westfield. We're business associates. The formality cut deeper than any insult could. How? He asked. How did you buy 40% of your company? She smiled, no warmth in it. After you disappeared, I finished my MBA, started investing, small at first, then bigger. Turns out I'm good at seeing potential in things everyone else overlooks. You taught me that. Marcus felt sick. I can explain. Don't. Her voice was ice. I don't need your explanations. I needed them 7 years ago when I stood in a church in a wedding dress explaining to 70 guests why the groom wasn't coming. I needed them when I sold my car to pay for a venue we didn't use. I needed them when your mother called me crying because her son had vanished and she didn't know why. My mother called you every week for 6 months until I begged her to stop because hearing your name made me want to die. The words hit him like physical blows. I'm sorry, Marcus whispered. You're sorry. Olivia laughed, bitter, broken. You built a $3 billion company, dated actresses and models, made Forbes' 30 under 30, and you're sorry. I was young, stupid. You thought success mattered more than people. And maybe you were right. Look where it got you. She gestured at his office. The view, the evidence of everything he'd won. Look where it got both of us, she said softer. I built my fortune learning to never trust anyone, never believe in love, never be the fool who waits for someone who isn't coming. Marcus saw it then, the cost of his choice, not just what he'd taken from her, what she'd lost of herself. Why now, he asked. Why come back? Olivia was quiet for a long moment. Because I needed to know if you changed, if success made you into someone better, someone who'd own his mistakes. And you're exactly who I thought you'd be. Rich, powerful, still running. She walked to the door, stopped with her hand on the handle. I'm not here for revenge, Marcus. I'm here for business. Your company needs restructuring or it'll collapse in 3 years. I can save it, but you need to step back. Let someone else lead. You want me to give up my company? I want you to save it. There's a difference. The board vote happened the next week. Olivia presented a restructuring plan that was brilliant, brutal, necessary. Marcus fought it, lost. The new terms were clear. He'd stay on as founder, keep his shares, but operational control went to a new CEO, someone Olivia already had lined up. Marcus signed the papers feeling like he was losing everything a second time. Months passed. The company stabilized, grew. Olivia had been right about everything. Profits increased, stock prices rose. The board loved her. Marcus hated that she was right,